What did I teach you?
You are New York. You're A number one.
I can't hear you.
You are the Duke of New York. You're A number one.
know that you need to glow, you need to glow, to grow, to grow. If you love to live, you live to love hot, you gotta move to the upper level. Cause when you got the glow, there is no stopping what you want to do. Oh. To reach that upper level, your mind, body, and soul must be one. It's a sacrifice, it takes hard work, it's a way of life. When you got that glow, you feel the one. When you got that glow, your body's strong. So don't let go of the power of elevation. Talk about that glow. Shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on. Get the glow, get the glow, get the glow. Everybody know that you need to glow, you need to glow, to glow, to grow. And if you love to live, you live the life the way you love to love, you take to give. Cause when you got the glow, you see it on your face, you feel it in your head. People understand that you got the glow, and they'll beware, cause the power's there when you got the glow. When you reach that upper level, your mind, body, and soul will be one. It's a sacrifice, it takes hard work, it's a way of life.
with me, and boy, what a grand day between the weather, the crowd, a really neat blue-white scrimmage for you.
Yes, if you wanted to paint the picture of why we're here in Oxnard, what and how just the atmosphere, the weather helps us build the Cowboys, then this was the day to paint. It had everything going for it. And then I particularly think it must have inspired our players, because I sure saw some really great effort out there, and I saw some really things that should encourage our fans.
So it was your first chance to see actually play football, tackling. They had a goal line session. The young guys got to play. That must be another step you have to take to get ready for the season.
Yeah, and of course, a big part of pro football is learning how to practice, because you really don't want to tackle in a way that could really risk injury. You really don't want to do that to the guys on your team. And not that you deliberately try and do it when you're playing a game, but still, that doesn't progress and move anything forward. So I was particularly impressed. We stayed off the ground. We framed up when we weren't tackling. We framed up, we got the contact, we had full activity running toward the tackle, and so we got a great practice in. These guys, give our coaches credit, know how to practice. Now let me get to the player. I was particularly impressed with Jackson, our defensive end from Miami.
That was a pretty good lick, wasn't it?
His style, if you will, is that he would run till every play stopped. He would run the ball down. And that's the way he played at Miami. And boy, when we put these pads on and he did get to hit, he showed us the thing that we saw about him at Miami. But he was particularly impressive out here today. And he made several really big plays, just taking the right angles, going after the ball when it was away from him. And then he was particularly aggressive. I thought he had a good day.
You had a chance to take a good look at your running backs, especially the young ones.
Yes, and of course, Pollard is, frankly, about as smooth in his motion, his running, his entire game. He's just fluid, and you saw that out here today. He particularly has quick feet, can plan and move very quickly. A lot of the new things that we're doing in our running game call for that, and so he's excelled. And then number 40, Weber, really, I think, showed off, so to speak, out here with a couple of good plays. And so those guys are getting a good opportunity. They're getting a lot of rest. But I hope you noticed Alfred Morris. Morris got up in there, and our running back coach was talking about Alfred when he was here 3 years ago, when he would spell Zeke. And he would talk, and he said just the other day, Alfred Morris has the ability to run with our coached blocking style and the philosophy we have with our running game. He has the best feel of any back I've ever seen. So he sees the soft spots. You saw some of it today.
So not just an insurance policy with Zeke not here, you're looking at him as a potential contributor.
Well, absolutely, unquestionably. We were really sick when we lost him last year. And he went to San Francisco, didn't play as much as he had played for us the year before. But you know, when he would spell Zeke, when Zeke was suspended and didn't play, Alfred came in and just was outstanding. I'll never forget his great 80-yard run against San Francisco. So bottom line is he fits us really well, and it's good to have him on this team. But there's a lot of competition there between the young backs and between the backs that we had on the roster already. I'm real pleased with the depth and where we are running.
And it looks like Tony Pollard can help you in so many different ways, not just carrying the ball, but all the other things he can do.
Well, you saw him in there for the entire snap group. Must have had 10, 12 snaps. But you saw him in there for that entire passing game sequence. And that's what Tony's going to be able to really provide for this offense. He can go in the slot. He can be a receiver type in the slot, much less from the running back position. So gives us a lot of flex. But what was surprised when we came after the draft is the coaches were talking about, and the scout said, he's just a bigger man than we thought he was. And he is. He's got a big frame, bigger frame than you might think for a back, nickel-type back that we had in mind. He does remind you of Kamara of New Orleans.
So you've been jet-setting around. Do you ever get tired of going to Canton, Ohio for those Hall of Fame inductions and have somebody from the Dallas Cowboys getting inducted?
Well, I'll take a bus, take the old Cowboy bus up there if I have to, if we can all be when we get a chance to put a Cowboy in there. And of course, Gil Brandt has had such a distinguished career in our game, NFL pro football, and to have gotten the form, and that's what he said.
Where you feel you and this team are at this point in camp?
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten better. Simple as that. That was the goal, to come out here each and every practice and to get better. Coach just said that at the end. I think we've gotten better at this point. Some good things, some bad things. Today was a great day. It put a lot of good stuff on tape for us to learn from. Still, we got some young guys that are coming along that we need something from, and they're getting it. You saw a little bit of today in the scrimmage when they went live. So we're getting better, and that's the main focus. And as long as we keep doing that, we'll put ourselves in good position. Yeah, I mean, that's their coverage. They're playing patient. They're dropping those guys in the coverage. That's real life stuff, real time stuff. I mean, if you look at the number of touchdowns or the statistics, red zone touchdowns, the majority of them are off schedule. So that's real football when they're playing like that, and we have to get off schedule and scramble around and make plays. So that's real. Yeah, 100%. It's good competition. You don't want to come out here and just bully on your defense and not have confidence in them. So it goes both ways. And I think you just watching practice over these, 8 practices or so, you can say that it's back and forth. It's back and forth. They win a drill, we win a drill. They might win one day, but we come back and we respond the next day. And that's just good competition. That's iron sharpening iron, and we're making each other better. And they're good. I mean, I can't say we've been out here beating up on them, and I damn sure wouldn't say they're beating up on us. So it's doing the right thing. It means a lot. Just a smart guy, one of the smartest guys in this league, running that offensive line, getting the call in first, allowing us to play fast, allowing me to trust what's going on, trust the protection. He's getting all his guys right in the run blocking and all that. Just allows us to play fast, and we're thankful to have him back. One more time? Yeah, I mean, I definitely have gotten better. Had a couple of turnovers, but it's simply just trying throws. I wanted to make throws, wanted to try them, the whole risk versus reward, and I'm getting better. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, I've had some good days, I've had some better days and not so good days, but that's part of it. As we said, this defense is good. They're going to do that. They're going to frustrate me. They're going to frustrate a bunch of quarterbacks that we played throughout the season. So it's just part of it. I mean, I always tell you guys, it's hard to just say one area. When I come out here, I'm not just trying to tone in on one thing or hone in on one thing and say, if I get better at this, it was a successful day. I'm trying to get better at everything, from the motions, from the way that we're getting up and attacking the ball, the way how fast we're presenting our offense or our plays at the line of scrimmage, to snapping the ball, to the execution, to the footwork, the accuracy. All of it entails this position, and I'm just trying to get better at that each day. Yeah, I mean, they're getting better. They've come out here and they've had some good days. They definitely have had some good days. It's exciting to see. They come in and they work and they want to learn. And that's what you ask of a young receiver is your ears wide open, you're wanting to learn, you want to know what the quarterback's thinking. And that's what all these guys have done, whether they're in there with me, whether they're in there with Coop or with Mike. They're just trying to figure it all out, and that's all you can ask of them. But they have the talent. So as long as they continue to stay in their playbook, know what they're doing, they'll put themselves in a good spot. so much. He's a beast. He is. I mean, you look out here and all these contested catches he's making. It's nothing different than what he was making in the latter part of the year last year. But he's just grown from this camp, from last year's camp to this camp. Completely different person. It's exciting to see him just coming into his own and having the confidence and telling me, hey, throw me the ball. It's one-on-one. I always say I want the guy that never thinks he's covered versus the guy that comes back, hey, I wasn't there. So Mike's one of those guys. He's always open and we're always communicating.
Holland's another guy too. He's got some opportunities with Elliott not here, and you want to use him in the passing game in addition to run game. Can I talk about where he is and what you've seen from him so far?
So much. One of the most exciting players to me of this training camp. Just the things that he's been able to do, running the ball, catching the ball out of the backfield. He's making plays, and he's really an intelligent dude, a really smart guy. When we're in the offense, we're in the offensive units, or we're in the team meetings, anytime coach calls him out on his responsibility without a hesitation, he's getting that right, and that's what you want to see from a young guy. That's what the players and the coaches want to see, and he's been delivering. And he comes out each and every day with that mindset of how can I be better than I was yesterday, and he's going to help us out. If you watched that interview, I said I talked to him often, so. Yeah, no, I'm just messing with you. But yeah, I have. I mean, I've talked to him. We've communicated. And as I said, I mean, obviously we missed the player that he is, but I know that he's getting better. I know that he's working on his game. He's in shape. He's going to make sure that he comes back, and when he's back on this team, he's a better player than when than before camp or before the spring. And then, yeah, I mean, he's a good friend. Obviously, you want him out here, but that's business.
Does that friendship supersede everything? I mean, will it ever get to the point where you go, hey, look, I know what you're doing, but we need you here, or is that off limits?
Yeah, friendship is friendship and business is business. You don't cross those. I wouldn't say it's about being old enough. I'd say it's about the way you're throwing the ball. And a lot of the stuff that I've been working on in the offseason is for your arm not to be tired. So no, my arm doesn't really necessarily get tired, but I do a lot of maintenance on it. I do a lot of prehab on it, and that stops that effect of being sore. So I don't have to worry about that, just taking care of the body, nutrition, and all those things. I don't know. I mean, I can't say I remember the first time it happened. I'd say I always had a lot of friends and a lot of different friends. A lot of friends that like this, a lot of friends that like that, and for some reason I found interest in all the different things. So, and I think that's what allows me to connect. Is I'm always trying to learn, always trying to grow, meet new people, figure out what makes people click, and I think just my interest in that just allows me to connect with people. Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, it wasn't my initial major going into college, and then after, like everybody does, switching once or twice, really sat down and figured out what it was that interests me, and yeah, it was psychology. It's the fact of what makes people tick, how to get people going, how to find their purpose, and as I said, it's just my interest in how the human mind works, and everybody's is different. My initial major, business law. I wanted to be, I still could be. So initially business law, then I switched to teaching and coaching. And I wasn't a big fan of anatomy and physiology. It wasn't. Say again? I can't hear you. Say again? Psychology is my third, yeah. Reverse psychology, right? Yeah, I can do that too. I mean, everything. I mean, honestly, these facilities, the way the people come out here and support us each and every day, the fans, just being able to quiet these guys down behind me for this time. Trust me, when I get off this, it'll go back the other way. So just the support that we get. I mean, the weather, it's hard to beat. I don't know if there's a better place to have training camp. I mean, obviously, this is the only thing that I know, but it's great. It's great. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say we scripted it out. I knew what I wanted to work on. I knew the guys knew what they wanted to work on. So we went out there, spent a little bit of the first part just working out on our own, getting our bodies going. And then we're on the field for, I mean, a couple of hours. And it wasn't necessarily strenuous back-to-back routes, just going and going, but it was talking through routes. All right, well, you run this route. Let's see how you want to work it. This is how I want to throw it. And when you're there with that many guys, yeah, I can go a couple of hours long, and that's how it was, but it was great. It was definitely beneficial. Yeah, I mean, I picked up the spot. I mean, I picked the spot that we were going, and yeah, set it all up. That's what leaders do, you know? Maybe so. That's what leaders do. 100% has to come down. Type of guy I am, I'm gonna say 50 or more is on me. I can get the, yeah, I mean, I'm saying, I don't know the number, I'm saying 50% or more. 50% or more is on me. Yeah, 50% or more on me. Simply just knowing where my check down is and getting it out of my hand, whether it's completed or not. Just not taking those negative yards. And you look at the good teams, you look at the teams that are in the Super Bowl, those are teams that don't have many negative plays. So I'll start with myself of getting the ball out, knowing what I need to do with it. But then again, sometimes, you know, I'm able to make plays with keeping the ball in my hand, extended plays. So it's a fine line. You just have to find that line and ride it the best you can. So yeah, appreciate you guys.
Listen up.
You know, a lot of guys getting some good reps. I thought 36, Pollard really stood out today and made some good plays for us out there. And you know, overall, it's good football weather out here. It kind of feels like fall, a little overcast. But guys are competing out there to make plays.
You know, one of the things I've noticed over the last couple of days and a little bit here also, you know, there was a lot of consternation about the backup quarterback, but Cooper Rush has really stepped up and elevated his play during this camp and even in this scrimmage.
Well, he's doing a great job. He's really getting his hands around the system. I think he really makes good decisions. He gets rid of the ball. I think he may be leading the whole pack in terms of how fast he's getting rid of the ball, making good decisions, and I think everybody's really getting comfortable, you know, with him. And then Mike's making a push. He's spinning the ball really well, and you know, it's just he's 1 year behind Cooper in terms of getting his hands around the system. But I know he's going to keep plugging away at it.
Didn't know Cooper could run the ball. He got down there in the goal line and ran a read option.
Well, he's a little sneaky like that. He's got a little more speed and quickness than you think, and if you give him some lanes out there, he's got a good instinct for moving around the pocket. And you know, if you let him, he'll also move around that pocket and make some plays down the field with the ball.
Defense has been awfully active. It looks like they're getting a really good rush on Dak Prescott, making it difficult and easier on your secondary to cover these wide receivers.
Well, it's always the chicken and the egg on the secondary and the defensive line. Everybody always says, well, that secondary gets a lot better when those quarterbacks got to throw it quicker, and vice versa. But obviously Xavier, I've seen him make a couple plays on the ball as well. But, you know, it's just a good, deep group of defensive linemen that we have in camp. I think we've improved basically every year since Rod's been here. And of course, we're doing a lot of good work out here without DeMarcus Lawrence and without Ty Crawford, who are two of our better players. So it's really great to see the guys active, moving around, and making plays out there.
You know, especially even today, a healthy Malik Collins really makes a difference at that three-technique defensive tackle.
Well, he's having a heck of a camp. It's not just today. He's come to work every day in practice. Had some great days against Zach Martin, which is rare, and then followed him up with good days against Connor Williams and Suafilo, and you know, he's just he's playing some really good football, and I know he understands what a contract
Rod nicknamed him the caboose right away, and then somebody asked him, he moved up to the dining car, and somebody asked him today, is he still in the dining car, and he said he just got the menu, so he's got a ways to go. But yeah, he has shown up quite a bit. You mentioned Zach Martin. Can you give me an update on where his back is? He hadn't practiced the last couple days, having a little back disc irritation.
Well, like a lot of guys out here, you want to be conservative with guys we know how to play the game, and some of our best football players out here, and certainly Amari's not out here as well with his heel, but Zach's got a little back issue he's battling there, but we've got some really great doctors who are advising him there, and they feel like if he'll do the proper rehab on that hopefully this thing we'll see him really make some big improvement over the next couple of weeks. Obviously, the most important thing is we get him ready for the Giants.
Yeah, and talking with you mentioned Amari Cooper with the heel. It looks like they just wanted to maybe give him some rest here, and there's your new wide receiver, Randall Cobb, who, he's a different dimension than Cole Beasley. He seems like he can get down the field, and they're taking some deep shots to him.
They do it differently. As you said, they're different players. Cole had some things he does better than Cobb, but Cobb certainly has some things that he's bringing to the table that he can probably stretch the field better than Cole did. So. And then on top of that, he's got that quarterback mentality. He's very quarterback friendly. All our coaches and scouts have noticed that. He's a real leader in terms of the huddle, in terms of the receiver room. So he's been a great addition for us. No way anything against Cole. We think the world of Cole and wish him nothing but the best. But one of the things that's real interesting is our top 4 receivers weren't on our team when we started the 2018 draft. And so 1 through 4 are kind of new to the scene over the last 15 months. But they're doing a great job adapting with Dak. Dak's really, I think, getting comfortable with them. They all have their roles, from Amari to Gallup to Cobb to Taymon. They've done it, all doing a great job, all working hard at it, and all bringing something to the table.
Your impressions of what the running backs have done so far without Ezekiel Elliott here?
Well, I think they're all doing a great job. Obviously, I mentioned early on that 36 Pollard is really stepping up and doing a great job. He brings so much to the table with special teams. But, what we're seeing out here, what he brings, the dimension of catching the ball out of the backfield, and then of course just his running. A lot of people wanted to really, put him in that nickelback type role, but I think he can take the carries as well. And then of course we get a veteran who we all know can play the game well, and Alfred Morris. We're not going to overwork him. We know what he can do well.
your eyes. Your first playoff win. What?
I mean, this team, everything we've been through, we had so much confidence coming to the game, and our confidence remains. I mean, we just played a great Seattle team. But just honestly, it's just all about the way we fall, the way we compete through success and adversity. Proud of our guys.
Can we talk about the way this guy fought on 3rd down, running it for 16 yards to get the first down and then set up the touchdown? I mean, what were you thinking when you saw him take off?
It's simple. He's a grown-ass man. That's what it is. That's how he played today, and he led us to this win.
And speaking of all grown up, I'll paraphrase for you. How about him? He said he wanted the ball and he wanted it a lot today. You guys gave it to him. What'd you think of his performance?
He's a hell of a player, and he always wants the ball. And when you have a guy like this, the best guy in the NFL with the ball in his hands, we try to do as much as we can to get him the ball. Thankful to have him, best friend.
Defense looked pretty good today as well, guys.
Defense is great. I mean, honestly, they keep us in every game. It was just a great team win. We're going to go celebrate this one.
Congrats to you both. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
This is imaginary wall that the rookies are supposed to hit. Did you guys hit a rookie wall?
What's a rookie wall?
Like about week 9, did you get tired? Did you say, oh, this is too many games? Huh?
No, not at all. I embrace the game. I know Zeke does too. As we were just talking, we embrace practice. That's what makes it fun. That's what we do it for. And when you're doing what I said, a bunch of great guys, this guy right here, it's fun, and we love to do it. We want to keep going.
We were talking off the air here, just us, and we talked about practice. Right. And I asked you guys, I said, practice is kind of your preparation period where the game becomes pretty easy. And I don't think people really realize that. And I think Coach Garrett does a good job with you guys of really focusing in on the little things, the details of what success means and how you go about doing it. And practice is the key. I know you guys believe in that.
Oh, for sure. Actually, me and Dak, our college coaches come from the same coaching tree. So, we came from the same system, where you go out there, they grind you all week during practice, and on Saturday in college and on Sunday in the pros, it's just easy.
So we're trying to save youth sports in America. They're canceling recess, they're canceling games, women's sports, men's sports, football's under siege. Where would you be without youth sports, and what did youth sports mean to you?
I started playing football when I was 7, and I fell in love immediately, and I think that's where I gained my foundation for this game, my foundation for this love, my foundation for my toughness, how gritty I am on the field. I learned that when I was 7, 8, 9 years old, and I think it's important for kids, to play sports, growing up, but not only one sport, but all the sports, play 2 or 3 sports a year, and so you can develop yourself as an overall athlete. And I think it's very important.
That's good. What about you? Youth coaches, the kids that brought you up, they had to help you get where you are.
100%. Youth sports, you said, youth sports are everything. It's important, one, just to be active as a kid. As you said, get involved in as many sports as you can. Try soccer. You may not like soccer, but try it out. It's going to help you one way or another for football or for this or for that. And just the overall youth sports, being on a team, it teaches you stuff a classroom can't. And it means everything, just to have teammates, that guys are just working and have a love for a sport the same way you do. Please don't go away from youth sports. Everybody play.
Good luck,
Appreciate
man.
you, Coach.
You're the face of the league.
I guess it's a big week. You got a podium.
Huh? No, I just mean it's more of you guys here.
Zeke, today Jerry Jones was talking about the moment when he knew that Dak was special was back at the Coliseum when he played in that preseason game and had a back shoulder fade to Des Bryant. When was the moment you knew Dak was special?
I would say the moment I knew Dak was special was our first play in the NFL. It was a protection. I missed my blitz pickup. Dak made me right, still made the play, and made the throw while avoiding my guy's supposed to block. And that's when I knew he was a special player.
You remember what game that
the first play of the first game of the Giants.
Is there anything added to with this game with, you and Ty Gurley obviously being the 2 top backs in the league?
What do you mean?
Just do you take it any more personal than anything else to maybe have a better game than Todd in this one?
I mean, I think we both been going with the same mindset. Playoff football, it's about the team. It's not really about individuals. It's about, trying to go get that Super Bowl. So, I mean, yes, it's going to be great facing against them, but I'm not going to put too much emphasis on that.
How much of an indicator, though, will it be for the winner of this game, depending on which back has a better game?
I don't know. I don't really think it matters. Say again?
What aspects of Curry's game do you learn?
This is versatility. He's a big, fast back, and he can run inside, he can run outside, he can run through you, jump over you, around you, make you miss. And he's a great asset out the backfield. So just a guy who has a really well-rounded game and really doesn't have any weaknesses. So
sound like you?
Something like that.
How much do you pride yourself on being a well-rounded back, not just a runner?
It's always been emphasis on mine, drilled into me when I got to college, and just something that I've always thought was important.
Can you take us through that rush when Dak was just short of the end zone and you took out KJ right on the left? You had a chance to watch film on that?
Yeah. It was a blocked up great by the O-line, great call by Coach Linehan, and great run by Dak. Greatest show on turf. Watched them win the Super Bowl. A big Rams guy growing up.
Has this season been considerably easier for you this year than last?
Not dealing with all the outside stuff. Been able to focus on ball, focus on his team. Each season brings different difficulties. Each season is going to bring different adversity. It's just about how you respond to it. Big 9-9 in the middle. Could be one of the most disruptive defensive players in this league, and he's a guy you got a game plan around. He's a guy that has a lot of production, and he's a special player.
You talk about the mindset of this team after the game. You guys were happy, but it was not over celebration. You guys seemed like you realized there are bigger goals down the road.
I think this team gets it. I think this team definitely gets the bigger picture of what we're striving for, what we're going for, and we knew after that game that we could celebrate this, but we have a lot of work still to do.
What's practice been like this week?
Focused. Everyone's focused. Everyone's lasered in. I think everyone's excited for Saturday night.
Not really more than almost a month. What's that like? Do you simulate the game speed in practice, or are you sort of locked up for the rest?
I think everyone's a little bit different. I'm sure, it might be, a little bit tough for them to kind of get back in the groove. It might not be. But I think what was just really important for him to get healthy for that playoff. So.
What are the keys for you guys when you face a front like Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh up front for the Rams?
We just gotta be on our P's and Q's. We gotta just play our football. We know who we're going against, but we're pretty adamant of playing our type of football. And so, we just gotta be ourselves.
Were you watching the Bears game, and did you care about who you guys were going to play, or did you think anything about it when you found out who you were going to play?
I was watching the game, but I don't think anyone here really cared who we played. That's kind of been our mentality. It doesn't matter who. All that matters is us, what we do, and going out there and doing the best we can to get wins.
Do you look at the stats and see any sort of advantage when you look at this run D that's giving up 5.1 yards per carry?
Stats, I don't really think they matter. Regular season's over. This is a whole different ball game. It's playoff football. I think all that stuff gets thrown out the window. Once we get out there, everyone's going to be playing hard. Everyone's going to be playing to win. So, I don't think that really is important.
You believe your style is your team's style, control the ball, run the ball, play good defense, that can still win football games, win Super Bowls in this game. And like so much talk about these new age offenses, pass happy offenses, but your style is built for y'all to win.
Yeah.
What about it? I mean, what do you like about it, and how is that best for playoff success?
I mean, if you look at our team, if you look at the way they built this team, we were built to play that type of ball. And I mean, I don't know. I don't really like that question that much.
Zeke, what would it mean to you to take the franchise back to an NFC Championship game for the first time in 23 years?
I mean, it means a lot. Just to accomplish that, especially here at the Dallas Cowboys. It's a prestigious organization, and I mean, but our goal is not to get back to the NFC Championship, is get to a Super Bowl and win. So, I mean, that'd be cool, but we want to win Super Bowl.
Can you believe it's been so long since the Cowboys have won? I mean, just consider all the history and you see all the trophies and see all this stuff, and it's been 23 years. Does it surprise you that it's been that long?
I mean, I don't know. Sure.
Well,
I don't know. We're focused on now. We're not trying to break some streak or whatever. We're focused on going to win a Super Bowl. That's point period.
What has been the message this week to keep you guys motivated?
This attack this game like we've been attacking the past games in these past couple months. Just backs against the wall. I mean, we haven't accomplished anything yet. We're not comfortable. You know, we still got some work to do. So I mean, just focus up.
How much does having two premier running backs in this game add to the allure of it, the excitement of it, and not just a playoff game, but you got some marquee players that are going to be on this big stage, you and Todd?
I mean, I think it does add to it. I think there's going to be a lot of superstars on both sides of the ball, both teams, and I mean, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a good show.
Zeke, circling back to those early 2000s Rams teams that you were talking about before, you mentioned Marshall Faulk was kind of my idol years. You talked about him in preseason, how you wanted to kind of model in terms of what you can do in the passing game, some of your game after what he did. Do you feel like you accomplished some of that this year with I mean, the numbers that you put up were certainly bigger in the passing game than you've done before?
I think so. I think that this year I did a great job of preparing myself in the offseason just to be used more in the passing game, and I think I did improve a lot.
Anything that impressed you about Antoine Woods and how he sort of came up a lot of people say out of nowhere?
I mean, just the type of worker he is. I mean, ever since, you know, I first seen him playing camp, I mean, he was working. Honestly, when we first got him, we were like, who is this guy? You know, he was, you know, giving Travis Frederick, one of our best players, hail all camp, and just trying to figure out where this guy came from. And, you know, slowly, you know, as the season went on, he emerged, and, I mean, he's showed up week in and week out. Now he brings tremendous energy to that defense, and, I mean, couldn't ask for a better two than him and Malik, you know, to anchor down the middle of our defense.
Do you think they get overlooked?